Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for October 31st to the 6th of November 2016. I'm Athen, and this channel is about using the actual size and location of the constellations known as Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below for more information. All right, so Sagittarius, this week we have the new moon energy. Last Sunday, the day before this week, we had a new moon. And so this is a week of new beginnings, of planting seeds, of a bit of flexibility and adaptability along the life journey, and just seeing where things take us. Now, I think it does have to do with your productive stuff, because that's where the new moon will be, technically in your 10th house, which is in fact the second new moon of your 10th house. So great for that productive life. Maybe it's your career for some of you. Maybe it's that public image. But anything you do that is on that productive level or future-oriented level. In fact, the other area that's going to be highlighted is your aspirations. And maybe even, too, the value that you derive from your work or from your career. That's the 11th house. So with the new moon, I think it's great to see where you can, again, see where things are taking you, but set some intentions with this productive stuff and with these future aspirations. Maybe even some of you, too, a bit of the networking. You know, this is the 11th house. It's about connecting with your community. It's about progressiveness, technological things, social media, that type of stuff sometimes. And with the sun and Mercury shifting into that 11th, I think you'll find that being a theme here for the next few weeks. In fact, these next few weeks, you can probably be gaining energy, spending time with friends, spending time with your community or networks, and again, pursuing those personal aspirations of yours. So that's going to be the new moon. As you can see here in the transit graph, we have a lot of easy aspects here this week, sextiles and trines. So supportive energy, starting right at the beginning with that shift into your 11th, the sun will be trining up to Neptune. So this is a bit of easygoingness, maybe with the career, maybe with those aspirations, and maybe even, too, a bit of that adventurous spirit of yours, you know, because the sun does rule that 9th house. So maybe something easygoing about a bit of light travel, or maybe going for a walk or going for a hike, something that expands your horizons and tapping into that adventurous spirit. Or for some of you, it might just be philosophical. You know, maybe you're doing some higher learning or sharing some knowledge or whatever that might be. But in either case, a nice, easygoing first part of the week there for those key areas. Then the middle part of the week does have Mercury sextiling up to Pluto, so a sort of opening here, maybe to continue with these changes. You know, there's been a lot of changes for many years with Pluto in your first house, changing your goals, changing your self-image, your independence, your personal needs. All of this has been going through this very deep transformation. And lately, probably especially so, because you've had Mars in your first house. So with this, still great to make changes, I think, all week, but maybe the middle part, an opportunity for that. And continue to put this energy into yourself, your independence, your personal drives, all of this first house Mars energy. That's where the motivation is, and Mars loves to be in your first house, not only because it's the first and that's Mars's house, but it's a fellow fire sign of Sagittarius there. So good motivation there when you're pursuing, I think, a bit of those personal needs of yours. All right, so that's the middle part of the week there with the transformation and changes. Again, maybe some changes with those aspirations is quite possible. Maybe with the career could also be the case. Then as we go into the weekend, Venus does trine up to Uranus, so there's a bit of freeing energy, and this might have to do with what you may have been working on this behind-the-scenes level. All right, Saturn in your 12th house has been helping you establish a bit of this spiritual development, let's call it, or psychological development. You know, really take seriously the importance of your alone time, the importance of understanding more about yourself spiritually and psychologically, and really grounding this this spiritual approach. So it's good to continue to take that stuff seriously, I think, with Saturn there, but Venus has been in here. Maybe you've been enjoying a bit of that rest and relaxation or behind-the-scenes stuff. I mean, you certainly can with Venus there. And maybe with those relationships, a bit of that unconditionality and acceptance. So in either case, going into the weekend, there's a bit of freedom, maybe about that tranquility, maybe about relationships on a general level, but maybe about the work. Maybe something changing, maybe just changing up the routine there Friday, Saturday. Maybe with those networks, maybe something new there. Venus does rule your 11th. So maybe with those aspirations, something changing also. And this has been all this change lately with your family life or your home or your location. This has been Uranus in your 4th house for the past 7 or 8 years, helping you free up this area, have a bit more freedom, in this area. And I think going into the weekend may be also good for those roots of yours. Now, Venus will be squaring up to Chiron at the same time, so naturally there might be some healing taking place with this. Again, that's very normal, especially with the 12th house being involved, especially with Chiron and Pisces. But it's an internal thing, right? So as you do that inner healing, that inner acceptance can certainly free you up and rejuvenate you as a result going into the weekend there. All right, and then Mercury will be trining Chiron, again, emphasizing a bit of that healed energy, and this might have to do with a bit of freshness about those aspirations. All right, Sagittarius, so that's the week in a nutshell. Definitely a week of new beginnings, things continuing with the, let's say, productive things in life and those aspirations, which is the 10th and the 11th. You have some nice, easy aspects this early part of the week where it could be easy going with Neptune, maybe freeing going into the weekend. And the weekend could be a good time to maybe get some of that rest and relaxation, connect with friends, maybe mix up that routine. Maybe it's at work. And with Mars in your first house, still an excellent time to continue with that independence and those goals and things related to yourself. All right, Sagittarius, so have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.